it's just so special for such our club, mate, our club.
Lastly, after 57 years of pain, it's coming home.
Hey there, TJ here, and welcome to Yeahthedees. This is episode 18, and we are going over round 4, 2022 against Port Adelaide. It was a boring game, I guess, if you don't like defense and contest and things like that. Goal-wise, it was, a little bit boring, and even though the margin was only 6 points at quarter time, you could tell this game was already done at that stage, and there was no chance Port Adelaide were going to win this one. Not a chance, especially when we've got Jake Lever back in the back line. What a superstar he is. Didn't have the best game, of course, but you can just see how he straightened us up in defence because he knows exactly what he needs to do. Started off quickly with Bailey Fridge kicking a goal within a minute 16, and no other goals scored for that rest of the first quarter. It was just a little bizarre seeing it go that way. So, you get one goal in your first 76 seconds, and then 6 points between both clubs for the rest of the quarter. Just a bit mind blowing that was what's happening. We really won the contested possession, but just that last kick inside 50 or the one to an advantage for us it wasn't coming off for a little while. But we dominated the sky, we dominated contested possession, we just dominated the game and the territory, and basically that first quarter was rather boring, but I got quite excited by the aspect of us being able to be the first team to keep Port Adelaide scoreless in its history, or at least in its AFL history that I know of. It might be in their history together, but didn't check that before starting this video. We had a good second term, got 5 goals on the board pretty quickly, and we basically held that for the rest of the game. It will annoy a lot of fans who want, we're finally a dominant side. Why aren't we shellacking teams like they used to do us? It's not about that in April. It's about getting 4 points, and we got the 4 points on the board. And it's, on to next week, on to GWS next week. And I think we'll probably do much the same. We'll try to restrict them as much as possible. Because you can really see how much Stephen May hates goals. I reckon that's the one thing he hates more than COVID is goals. And how upset everyone, well, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but how upset the whole defence was when Port Adelaide finally scored that goal. I love it. I love that Stephen May hates goals. I love that all he wants is to keep he hates even a point being scored against him. He doesn't want to give anything to anyone, and I love it. I love it so much. I love the way that he goes about it. He had such a great game, Stephen May. Love the way he goes about it. But Bailey Fritsch did his thing. He popped up, got 3 goals for the game, and he got the first 2 of the game, with the second coming halfway through that quarter, which is not really what you would expect against Port Adelaide. But the way that they were playing as well was really trying to restrict us from scoring. So they were really sucked up around the ball. I explained a bit of what Essendon did that last time and in the week before, and Port Adelaide tried the same thing. They bring all their defenders up, they bring all their forwards up, and they try to play the game within about 60 metres of wherever the ball is. And you can't kick winning scores that way. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't happen, especially against a mob as well drilled as the D's. Hasn't James Harms had a good couple of weeks, Just getting in the right spots, bursting through the packs, making the right decisions. He's done some nice things lately, and he's really getting that confidence in himself, which is good. Ed Langdon getting rewarded as well with the goal, which is nice. And lowest halftime score in Port Adelaide's club history, which is insane. It's 5 points. Previous lowest half was 1-2 against Collingwood in 2011. In a match where they lost by 138 points. So a lot of Melbourne supporters will want us to go out and do that and win by 138 points. But do you know who won the flag in 2011? It wasn't bloody Collingwood. They won the flag the previous year, but you can have your 138 wins. It's like the Bulldogs last year. They had 3-4 big 100-point wins, and you know what? No flag. So you can take your 100-point home and away wins as much as you like. I want to be taking home 4 points, and I'll smash you in the finals. Really interesting thing with Ollie Wines going out. A lot of people trying to make it into a COVID thing, but I don't think so, man. Maybe the dude was just crook. It happens. Not every slight condition that's, got to do with someone's heart or nausea or fainting or anything is, oh, it's a COVID issue. Like, nah. Take the politics out of sport. You know what I mean? The dude was ill. He's gonna get checked out. He's gonna get looked after. So he'll be right. Yep, James Harms kicks another goal here in the third quarter. It was such a relaxing game. I just sat back and just watched it. And yeah, absolutely no fear of anything. I thought Max had his best game for the year for sure. He was pretty good around the ground, grabbing those marks. What an elite leader he is. He's done very, very well. Finally get that goal. Yeah, before I go past it, the Sam Mays touched behind from James Jordan. Fox Footy put some great footage out where they showed how far James Jordan ran to be able to impact that kick and get a touch on it. But yeah, the desperation from our wingers, our defenders, to get in front of Yeahthedees and yeah, just make sure he didn't kick that goal at that point. Apparently Simon Goodwin gave them the challenge at halftime. He's like, well, you've kept them goalless for a half, see if you can do it for a whole game. And you know what? They tried bloody hard and they almost got there. 22 minutes into the third quarter, they finally get one. 80 minutes of playing time. 80. It took them 80 minutes to kick a goal, and and it was their 31st inside 50. Just crazy. Just like, when was the last time you saw a club do that? Like, well, maybe it was West Coast against us in that prelim, but we don't talk about that game. Luke Jackson's still doing nice things, getting around it. He's just doing his thing. He's just doing his thing. He's great. I thought Sam Powell-Pepper was probably the best on ground for them. He really seemed to be getting into everything, and I don't understand why he doesn't get more game time and more chances at Port Adelaide in the middle and that, because he was named on the bench. Fritchie kicks his third goal, so he ended up kicking the first goal of 3 quarters, which I thought was pretty funny, but yeah. And then, basically we put the Q in the rack and, ran out the game, and they got a couple of late ones, and yeah, I guess the most newsworthy thing out of the whole game was Ed Langdon had a rest. He sat on the bench for the last 9 minutes or whatever it was, and I was shocked. I was shocked that they took him off, but I guess don't need him. If you don't need him on there, then that's all right. But yeah, Stevie Motlop with a couple of cheap ones in the end. But yeah, we roll out winners in this one. Never in doubt. Only 32 points, but who cares? It doesn't matter. Percentage doesn't matter if you keep winning. And we're a game clear. We're the best team in the comp by far. Hearing everyone during the week this week or after the game, they're like Demons, Daylight, then everybody else. And that's how it is. We haven't gotten out of... I don't even think we've gotten out of first gear, let alone gotten out of second gear so far this year. And how exciting is that when we're just absolutely killing it? And they're not even trying. They're not even breaking a sweat. It's just... just good footy from the D's. Let's go through some player stats and some team stats. So, I think Tom Sparrow had another great game. Got plenty of meters gained. He's growing into a very nice player. Stephen May, once again, a general down back. Just so reliable, and it's just... That trade for Jesse Hogan is just proving to be such a masterstroke. Easily the best fullback in the league. Like, who does better than Stephen May? He's absolutely unreal, and his kicking efficiency was also very nice as well. He went at 95% kicking efficiency, 91.3 overall. Luke Jackson, Cozzy Pickett, Jack Viney all getting 6 tackles. Christian Petrarca with 5. He was just shocking by foot this game, Christian Petrarca. I'm not sure. Maybe it's like them trying to gain a bit more territory and then square up the defence behind them and hope for the turnover there. But there was a lot of bombing inside 50, just throwing it on the boot, just recklessly throwing it down and kicking it out, which is something we used to do a lot, which I thought would sort of slowly start to move out of our game. But we've done it a bit against Essendon. We did it a bit in this game. Maybe it's because we know we don't have to kick major scores to win. I saw it a lot, and I think Christian went 25 by foot, which is quite 27.3 by foot, which is pretty bad, and 50% disposal efficiency overall. Mids are going to get that happening when they're under pressure, but I don't think they were under pressure that much to have that bad a game with your foot. James Jordan, excellent again. Really showing the good faith that was put in him last year. He's a really solid kid, and he's getting that tank now so he can run, which is good. He's going to be a bit of a weapon. He's getting some real quick hands. He's got great teachers around him. He's got great peers to play with. You know, he's going to really, him and Tom Sparrow, they're going to both soak up everything that Petrarca, Oliver, Viney, Langdon, Brayshaw, what those names are doing, they're going to soak that up like a sponge and just replace those roles in 3, 4, 5 years as we bring other players in and around. Neil Bullen, another solid game. Jack Viney was very good with his contested possessions. You know, Max was all over the ground, took most of the hit outs. I thought he did pretty well there. With 33, I'd actually like to see, and I don't think this is going to happen, but I'd actually like to see Luke Jackson take more centre bounces and Max Gawn just run up and down and take both the forward 50 and the defensive 50 or around the ground ball ups, and Luke Jackson take the middle, because I think he's so much more threatening in the centre, and Max Gawn is so much more threatening inside the forward 50s or being that first kick out of defensive 50. Yeah, I would like to see Luke Jackson in the centre a bit more, in the centre of the ground a bit more, you know, because of his speed, and his kicking's pretty elite. Like, he usually hits a target with it, which it does pretty well. Bailey Fritsch with the 3 goals, James Harms with 2 goals. Got a bit of a spread there. He tries really hard, Keziah. You know, you could never leave him out of the team because of his 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 12th efforts that he puts in. But yeah, he's a little bit sloppy, a little bit hard with his, you know, giving away some just some crappy free kicks here and there. But he's going to have another game soon where he just absolutely unleashes, that's for sure. We all know that's going to happen. So the disposals here, Port Adelaide have so much more because they just kicked the ball around and fucked around with it so much. They just were trying to switch, especially in the first quarter, they were trying to switch, trying to open things up, and they just couldn't get anything anywhere near it. So they have a huge disposal total because all they were doing was kicking it around left and right, backwards. Most of their kicks were backwards, I reckon, for the whole game. And that's just from the pressure that we were putting on. You know, it's we control the ground, we control territory. Decent inside 50 rate. Like, they had 48 inside 50s and kicked 3 goals or 4 goals. That just shows how good we are at the contest, how good we are behind the ball. You know, we really just swallow up options. Yeah, I think I'll keep this video a bit short since it was a bit of a boring game. Just really not much to talk about. You know, dominating inside 50s, dominating contesting marks. They had a lot of marks just like uncontested from, as I said, you know, stuffing around with it. 4 goals, 12 to 10-8. They were a little bit inaccurate, but they were never, ever anywhere near it. You know, they're not tackling inside 50, so they're not keeping their ball in there. That's pretty much it. So let's go through the coaches' votes. So the coaches' votes gave Max Gawn the perfect 10. Stephen May got 7. Jack Viney with 5. James Harms with 4. And James Jordan also with 4. No votes at all for any Port Adelaide players, which I was pretty much expecting. So for my votes, I gave Bailey Fritsch the 1. I figure getting 3 goals in a game with only 14 goals kicked is pretty good and deserving of 1 vote, even though he was kind of missing for a lot of the game. But he gets the 1 for being a dead-eyed dick. Ed Langdon gets the 2 for he just keeps on running. He just keeps running and doesn't stop running. And I thought he was excellent. I thought he was helping facilitate a lot of our forward pushes. 481 metres gained for Ed Langdon, and just once again doing some great stuff. James Harms gets the 3. He's absolutely rocketing along at the moment, doing some good things. He kicked 2 goals, popping up at the right times. 325 metres gained, 23 disposals, 16 handballs, really helping getting the ball out of there, and also had 3 tackles. So I thought James Harms did pretty well, and he gets the 3 votes. Gave James Jordan the 4 votes. I thought he was pretty close to best on ground. He had the most disposals, pretty clean under pressure, and 412 metres gained, really just helped out the midfield playing his wing role. Gave the 5 to Stephen May. I was very tempted to give him the best on ground votes, but I think on the eye test, Max Gawn just gets that one. He was just a bit better. So Stephen May, 692 metres gained, taking all the kickouts basically. 23 disposals, 20 of them were kicks. Hitting targets, taking 9 marks. Like, that's an unreal game. Probably should have got the 6 votes, but I gave him the 5. And then, Max Gawn. Max Gawn is the best on ground. He gets 6 votes this week, 516 metres gained, 33 hitouts, 6 clearances, 25 disposals, and kicked a goal and a behind. So that's the big 6 for Max. Well done, Maxie. So after those votes, Christian Petrarca is still leading on 12. Ed Langdon is just behind him on 11. I've got Clayton Oliver, Luke Jackson and Stephen May all on 9 votes. And then Gorney with the 6, along with Jake Bowey. And then Angus Brayshaw with 5 and the rest. So yeah, that's what we're doing for the leaderboard. So yeah, that was my my round 4 review for Melbourne versus Port Adelaide. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It was actually kind of nice to just sit back and just enjoy a game of footy and not worry too much about this team coming back and beating us. I had a really relaxing Thursday, just sitting back, drinking a beer, watching the D's get it done. So got the 4 points. That's all that matters. On to GWS this week. Let me know your thoughts about the D's in the comments below. And yeah, go D's.
Petrarca! Oh wow! How good is that? Sparrow to make it a 3-goal, 3-pointer Adelaide. He's got it! Surely not another one. Handball to Oliver, streaming through. Bang! Bang, bang, bang! Melbourne are the premiers for 2021!
And it's just so special for such our club, mate, our club.
Lastly, after 57 years of pain, it's coming home.